I need my fan. I'm sweating, I just worked out. But you know, when the download comes in, I gotta share it. So I want to talk to you about the awakened state. Really, what is it? What's required? How do you know if you've got it? When you think you got it and you're questioning it, I'm going to clear that all up for you right now. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Let's talk about awakening, going into the new earth. What does it mean? Transitional period, big stuff happening because we're now going into a spiritual phase. We're moving away from we battle for control, good versus evil on the battlefield. We had to do that at one point because that's how we functioned on the lowest level. Well, we don't have to do that anymore. We know that that is completely whack. Oh, I should say whacked. Whack means good. That's whack-a-doodle, and so we don't do that. That is a low frequency response, even if you're battling evil. Well, there is no good nor evil, so we know that we are all one. We're just having to live in the same planet with all the different choices. Let's talk about the awakened state. First of all, when I say I'm here to raise the frequency one light being at a time, every journey is an individual choice when you came in, and individual choices along the way to evolve. Wanting to experience certain things, wanting to be challenged in certain things. And through those challenges, you evolve into other realities. And so it's constantly moving. It's never one space. Everything's expanding, all right? Changing, transforming. Everything's transforming and exists all at once. Can't go in there, you know? It's too cray-cray. What I want you to know is that the awakened state isn't one place. The awakened state is just a state of being within the illusion. Because you are perfection. There's nothing to awaken when you're in the ultimate form of yourself, which is everything. But as chosen dense beings that appear separately, we get to choose awakening, the higher frequency within this format that we chose. That's what awakening is. It means I'm waking up to that power and the higher choices that I can make within this scenario, this illusion. That's what awakening means. You're just waking up. The ultimate enlightenment is then you go into the space where you're literally not really attached to the body anymore. But we don't call it anything when we go back to the source of everything, which you are, but the ultimate highest level of that, which is unending to undescribable for human beings. So here's what I want you to know. You don't have to know anything to be awakened. Now, you've seen my book. It has really done a number on people. They're like, whoa, okay, I had to read it a few times. Holy cow, it's making sense. They're getting real comfort in it, realizing that everything's just about this power, and that not questioning, not dividing, not pointing fingers, and really detaching from the material world, but enjoying it. Awakening happens for people who have no clue, have never watched a spiritual channel in their lives, and just coming to this conclusion that this doesn't work anymore and that there's another way. And so they don't have to pursue anything. Sometimes they just start to take those steps, and I'll give you an example. My neighbor came out, she says, I'm sick. And I went, oh gosh, what? And she goes, oh no. She goes, I've got an illness. I keep buying things. I said, well, you're American. It's programming. She says, I know. She goes, my daughter calls and says, you got to look at QVC, you know, our buying channel. And she said, you're going to love this. And I said, how many of this and that can you buy? And she said, I know. I said, you're not turning a hoarder. And she says, no. And I thought, well, that is a form of hoarding when you're just buying things that you don't need. It fulfills this need to get more things, and you realize this is making me actually unhappy because now I'm cluttering my life with things and it doesn't feel good. And she's recognizing it doesn't feel good. That's awakening. That is part of awakening. It's like, so she said that we've got some beautiful maintenance people here and workers, really wonderful people. And she said she's going to be giving a lot of these things to all these other people. extra, pants and socks and things that they're going to really appreciate, and food and all the things, because they're going to go back up north. A lot of people don't stay here year-round in Florida. And I said, good for you. I said, now those purchases have a positive meaning. Now, I just want you to remember something. When you go to a higher level, you're not making those purchases in the first place because you don't want to be buying stuff that is supporting pollution in our planet. So we want to recycle. Let's go in our closets and find existing things that we can give to others. That's what I do. And if you want to make money doing it, go give it to consignment. That helps the business who loves to do that. People who purchase it love it. They're doing good things, and you get paid for it. Don't ever look down on that. You always have to give things away. There's always a beautiful exchange when you're making higher choices, especially with material goods. Awakening does not require any studies. You don't have to watch, what's the book, The Miracle, whatever, Miracle. I couldn't get through the first page. It was like, whoa, okay, I read it 3 times, and I went, okay, first page 3 times, I don't get it. I don't need to get it. So I wrote my own book. It's a download, and I thought it's information that we all have in different forms. So this is why we seek out spiritual teachers. They're telling us maybe in a particular way. So it doesn't make the other spiritual teacher wrong. It means that you want to learn this way or you connect to this way, which is right for you. Awakening is never ending, because awakening just takes you to different transitional states of being that go into different experiences, different realities. So every time you go in to a higher level, when you start to give away the things, you stop buying things you don't need. I just went shopping yesterday. I love clothes. I love beautiful things, and I buy as organic, sustainable, as much as all of that as possible. We're not completely there. So I said to my friend, I said, well, I have a rule. 1 thing comes in, 2 go out. And some of those 2 items are pretty darn nice, and I donate them to other people. Or my friends come over, and as they know, I say, hey, pick 1 hat. Like, I have a lot of hats. I'm like, I'm not using them all. So I said, yeah, everybody gets to pick a hat. Or there's a bunch of tops. Or here's some purses. I said to my friend, she goes, you want to give some? I said, I'm not using it. It brings me great joy that you will love it. And so that's when the giving, and you realize there's so much more joy and awakening in that. So nobody has to teach you that. You start to realize this isn't sad. The food, the booze, the cigarettes, the pot, whatever it is you guys are doing out there, because we all try something, buying or eating. You think you're looking to fulfill something, and then you realize, wait a second, if I take it to another space where I clean up what I eat or what I'm doing, or when I do make a purchase, I really enjoy it. It's not something that it's just frivolous. It's a real, it's almost sort of a beautiful experience, a beautiful experience. And okay, this is great. And then the experience of pulling the 2 things, items you got to get out and say, okay, 2 have to go out, 1 comes in. The closet starts to get much more important, right? The things you really love. And so it forces you to make those decisions, and it's enjoyable. It's like, I haven't worn this. It's beautiful, but I haven't worn it. What if one of my friends wore it and loved it? And then they can give it away. This is where the community starts to exchange. The awakening happens, and no one has to teach you that. It is a journey that people, label, people who study these spiritual ways, what is it because the miracle studies or whatever they're, see, that's how little I study that stuff out there. I pull in my own downloads. You're going to realize you don't need it. Now, if you love it, do it. But it is not required for anyone. So when you're spewing your spiritual stuff to your family, they don't understand. Are they going to go to the new earth? I'm thinking, no. Well, they probably will, and you probably won't, because you're judging and separating and thinking that they're supposed to be a certain way or think a certain way. That's ego and control. 100% ego. Low frequency. In the basement. Yeah? Does this make sense? Awakening. Take note. So it's unending, it never ends, and then you're not in an awakened state, you just are. You're not a human awakened. You're past all of that. You're not in illusion anymore. You are the form of all things that is perfect, that has no real explanation attachable to it. Only the human mind does that. It's pretty cool stuff, isn't it? I hope you'll subscribe and go ahead and buy Breakthrough Fear if you are interested. And if you love it, please leave a review. I'd appreciate it. It's a downloaded book. And of course, I have digitalexplorers.net. We're creating planet conscious businesses, make money doing good things. I have all kinds of free stuff for you, including my spiritual teachings. Yeah, I'm going to continue to create. That's what I love doing. And that's a high frequency passion is. So go into that. Don't name anything right or wrong. Just say, how does this feel? And understand that you're in a material world that's always going to challenge you. Make high choices at the moment. Not what you think you should do, but what feels right. If you want to purchase something that's beautiful, purchase it. And don't feel guilty about it. Enjoy it. All right? You are meant to enjoy this world, but you're also meant to share it and give and receive. Be okay with receiving. Yes, stop the guilt stuff. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.